and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tarot reading from me. Today's topic is going to be on who has a crush on you. And as usual, I will start by saying that I have chosen these crystals intuitively. I asked Spirit which crystals I should choose for this particular topic, and these are the ones that came out in this order. And pile number 1, you have this tiger's eye crystal. All right, pile number 2, you have this black onyx crystal. Pile number 3, you have this fluorite crystal. All right, so this is for those of you who want to choose with just crystals, pile number 1, number 2, number 3. You can pause the video and take more time to decide. As usual, my recommendation is that you take some moments to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. You can keep your eyes closed, take 10 deep breaths, and afterwards open your eyes and choose the first crystal that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking. And of course, if you feel drawn to more than one, you are free to watch several or even all 3 of them and just take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I do want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It's the easiest way to support me and it is free. And consider clicking on the notifications bell if you want to be notified when I post a new tarot reading. Thank you, and I will see you at your pile. So this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. This is going to be the selection phase for the card for each crystal. So let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1, the people who chose the tiger's eye. Okay, this one really wants to come out, so interesting. I don't think I've ever taken this card before. All right. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2, the onyx crystal, who has a crush on them. Nice. I've definitely seen this one before. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on pile number 3? The fluorite. All right. Oh, yes. Definitely saw this one before as well. So let me zoom in a bit. So this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. Pile number 1, you have this card over here and or this tiger's eye crystal. Pile number 2, you have this card over here and or this black onyx crystal. Pile number 3, you have this card over here and or this fluorite crystal. All right, so you can pause the video if you need more time to decide. As usual, my recommendation is that you take some moments to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. You can inhale for 7 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. This is also an exercise that is useful in reducing anxiety and stabilizing your heart rate if you are anxious or stressed. I would recommend taking 10 deep breaths like this with your eyes closed, meditate upon the question. You can also address it to a higher power like God, universe, your guardian angels, whoever you feel comfortable talking to. And open your eyes and then choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it. It could be the crystal or the card, doesn't matter. Just don't overanalyze or overthink or choose based on conscious aspects like your favorite color or something. And of course, if you feel drawn to more than one, feel free to watch 2 or even all 3 of them and take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It's the easiest way to support me and it is free. And consider clicking on the notifications bell if you want to be notified every time I post a new tarot reading. I will see you at your pile. Welcome, pile number 1. This is your reading if you have chosen this Tiger's Eye crystal and or this Oracle card, 41, Home in the Sky, for which I'm going to read the description after I select the rest of the Oracle cards. Okay, let me see some... Well, wait, let me start with the tarot cards actually first. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Who has a crush on pile number 1? Okay. So we have Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Five of Wands. Let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Who has a crush on pile number 1? Tell me, please. Tell me about pile number 1, Spirit, please. Who has a crush on them? Alright, so we have the King of Swords, the Fool, 9 of Wands, 2 of Swords, Knight of Cups, and 5 of Pentacles. Alright. Okay, so let's see. Let's see some Oracle cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Who has a crush on pile number 1? We have Ladybug, good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. And let me read the description about of this Oracle card from the booklet, number 41. Let's see. Home in the sky, wanderlust, adventure, safe haven. Up in the sky, we see a floating neighborhood of houses carried by balloons. Birds peek out through the windows. In this card, there are elements of a journey, symbolized by the sky, birds, and balloons. But there are also houses, which suggest home, security, and stability. These birds have the best of both worlds. They can travel a big distance without losing their home. They are free to seek new experiences without worry. Home truly is where the heart is. Okay, number 41 boils down to a number 5 in numerology, which is ruled by Mercury. So I can already kind of get the vibe that this person is someone who has a strong Mercury energy. And I was already kind of getting that from the cards because we have 5 of Wands, we have 5 of Pentacles. So there's a repeated theme of the number 5 already. Let's see. And we also have the Knight energy. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. We also have the Emperor, that's true, and the King of Swords. But the Knights are pretty youthful energy. I would associate it mostly to like teenage, early adulthood sort of energy. So this makes me think that this person is pretty youthful in energy, but then they could have a mix of youthful and mature energies because of the King of Swords and the Emperor also being there, and the Empress as well. The High Priestess, by the way. So I see 2 prominent things already, 2 prominent energies, even 3 potentially. So aside from Mercury, there's also some strong moon energy because of the High Empress, the High Priestess, the Empress, because High Priestess, again, is not just moon energy, but it also has the number 2, which in numerology is ruled by the moon. And we also have the 2 of Swords. So there's like a repeated sort of moon energy. Also with the Knight of Cups, I would say Cups is potentially related to the moon because it's water. Aside from that, I would say there's potentially a little bit of fire here, maybe some Mars energy. But let me see what other energies I can pick up as I go along. So let me start with the beginning. Right off the bat, we have Ace of Pentacles and we have King of Swords. So this is the person in question right now. So at the moment when you come across this reading, this is their current energy, so to speak, and their circumstances. So we have Ace of Pentacles and we have King of Swords, which tells me this person is not doing too shabby. Can I put it like this? Ace of Pentacles is a very strong energy of wealth in particular. So it's about materialism, and it makes me feel almost like this person in recent history, or around the time, again, when you come across this reading, it almost feels like they're sitting on a pot of gold. Like they've struck gold recently. This is the vibe that I'm getting. So this could be someone who is on an upward spiral, meaning they could be going through a good winning streak in life in general, particularly when it comes to finances and career. The King of Swords underneath seems to support this, because the King of Swords is very much rational, mature, strategic energy. So I associate the King and Queen of Swords to Aquarian energy. Again, maybe this person also has some Aquarius placements in their horoscope, but the King of Swords definitely shows me that this is a person that, at least on the surface, is going to come across as pretty rational, pretty stoic, not someone who is easily read on the one hand, and not someone who comes across as particularly emotional. I would say they might even come across as maybe potentially cold, aloof, could be someone who is a bit of a Saturnian archetype. This would also make sense with the Emperor further down the line, but let's keep it, let's take it one at a time, so to speak. But this is their general vibe right now. And they're also someone who that most people would characterize as very rational, like I said. So this could be, I don't know, someone who's a scientist, someone who, even if they're not a scientist, this is someone who just comes across as very dry when it comes to their judgment. Like I said, not emotional at all. At least this is how they come across. And also pretty mature, at least in the way that they are seen. So this makes me think that this could be someone who, again, because of the Ace of Pentacles and also because of the King of Swords, there is maybe a vibe of this person being quite successful and maybe being, you know, quite having already kind of achieved something in their life. So it doesn't make me feel like this is someone who is just starting out in life, or someone who's in an entry-level position at work, for instance. It makes me feel like this is someone who's quite mature when it comes to the level of life experience and also career success. Then we have the Knight of Wands and we have the Fool. This person is, I have to say, very passionate. And it also shows that what is supporting them, what is carrying them through life in general, is that passion. So the Knight of Wands and the Fool, this is what is underneath the cold surface that this person presents. So they're very warm-blooded, they're very hot-blooded in some ways, and they're very passionate. Knight of Wands and Fool are actually not particularly rational. So even if, let's say, this person on the surface is coming across as very rational, very logical, what is actually driving them is pretty fiery and pretty passionate. There's something more inexplicable that is driving them, a certain passion, a certain interest. And my guess is that in general, this is a person who is pretty driven, self-motivated. They could have a vision, but there's definitely a lot of fiery energy here. And again, I want to start with clarifications because I'm curious. Let's see. Please clarify the Fool energy. King of Cups. Yeah. There is a lot of emotional maturity with this person as well. So again, we are getting mature energy. King of Cups, you know, King of Swords and everything. There's a lot of emotional intelligence, and this person might also be particularly driven by something very idealistic. They want to unite people. They want to inspire people. It makes me think, again, with that early Aquarian energy, that this could be someone who has a vision, a greater vision for society at large. Maybe there's someone who's motivated to, this may sound dramatic, but to change the world in a way. So it gives me kind of, you know, this gives me a vibe of someone who has big plans, who thinks on a high level, like they have an overview of how things have to get done. They're very passionate to motivate others to create something in a collective sense. But again, let me see what else I pick up as I go along. We have the High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. And this is what is standing in this person's way, which is quite interesting. Again, I want to clarify. Please clarify the High Priestess, Spirit. Four of Swords. All right. Please clarify the Nine of Wands. Whoops. Six of Swords. Whoa. So, okay, I'm getting pretty clear energies here. What is getting in this person's way is a lot of the times analysis paralysis. This person, even though they have big dreams, they might also be someone who has a lot of hesitation, and they might be someone who has a tendency to be a little bit too passive sometimes. In the sense that, because again of the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, but it makes me think not so much of the fact that this person is passive in the sense that they're, I don't know, lazy or something. More like they have analysis paralysis, more like they tend to overthink things. And it's not even so much that they're overthinking. I'm guessing, and this may sound crazy maybe, but see how it resonates, but the first thing that came to my mind is that this person could be neurodivergent. Maybe they're autistic, on Asperger's, again, maybe ADHD. See how this resonates, but the reason I say this is because I'm getting a vibe that this person is very receptive. And this receptivity, or receptiveness, however it's called, is getting in the way of their progress potentially, or it might create obstacles for them in life because they have a hard time filtering other people's energies, or maybe they care a little bit too much about other people and making sure that other people are doing well and are comfortable. And because of that, they're afraid. It's like they're afraid to upset anything. And one thing that I can say is that I have to say, pile number one, this person comes across as pretty spiritually advanced in many ways, okay? I mean, just the fact that they're considering other people and they're considering the impact they have on others shows a lot of maturity. I'm going to see what I can get with respect to age and stuff later as I go along. So we have Four of Swords, we have Six of Swords here, clarifying the Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is a very defensive sort of energy. And Six of Swords is an energy of moving away from hardship. So the way that I would read this is this person, because they're very sensitive, maybe they're perfectly aware of this, maybe they're just, they're not particularly self-aware, but they just feel easily affected by other people's energies. And so that makes them pretty defensive. That makes them feel like they have to put on an armor and they have to shut down. So they may have a hard time opening up, which again makes me think that it could be difficult for them to relate to other people. I really wonder if this is someone who's on the spectrum, because that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, this is what I'm getting so far. So we have the Empress and we have the Two of Swords. This is their energy kind of moving, not moving forward. This is the past. So Empress and Two of Swords. This is showing me that, again, wow. This is a person who's quite kind-hearted, I think. This is giving me a vibe of someone who is a genuine person. They're not someone who likes to put on fakeness or a facade. I don't think they're someone who likes to be fake, really. It gives me this vibe of someone who has a sort of warmth about them. You know, they're potentially quite nurturing, you know, and maybe throughout, again, we have the Two of Swords here, which kind of goes hand in hand with that, well, the vibe that I was picking up on earlier, which is that they're sensitive. So I think, again, this person could have had a history of hesitating, not taking action because they were afraid to upset people, maybe people that they really cared about, people that maybe they had in their care. So maybe this is someone who had responsibilities, strong responsibilities toward their family, for instance, or who knows, for some of you, this person could be like a single parent, because the Empress is also a very nurturing sort of energy. And this shows this person's evolution up until this point, up until recent history. So yeah, I feel like this could be someone who was just very hesitant to make waves, you know, to ruffle feathers, to basically shake up the status quo, because they were so careful not to upset other people, like people they maybe cared about to some extent. Or yeah, I feel like it was people they cared about, not so much that they cared so much about social status, although that could also be a thing. Like maybe they were afraid of how they were going to be judged for pursuing their own thing in life, let's say. Then we have the Emperor and we have the Knight of Cups. So this person is moving through life. So right now, around the time you come across this reading, already here we're going back to the initial energy, if you can see this. So we have the King of Swords, here we have the Emperor. So this is their current state, this is their way forward. So already there's kind of a symmetry between these two pillars right here, because you can kind of see that now they're on the righteous path, quote unquote, so to speak, where they're behaving more like the Emperor. So there's someone who is determined, someone who is way more mature, who understands themselves. And again, there's a cool dichotomy here that's, I mean, cool in the sense that is very clearly illustrated, where they're moving from the past being the Empress, the Two of Swords, and moving on into the Emperor and the Knight of Cups. And so it's kind of moving from a purely feminine sort of energy with that Empress and the Two of Swords. It's kind of like vacillating, you know, back and forth. Again, maybe a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit undetermined, indecisive. And moving into that Emperor energy, but still motivated by the Knight of Cups, which is, on the one hand, pretty idealistic, pretty romantic, also very much connected to intuition. So it gives me this vibe that this person is moving through life now with the intuitive knowledge, maybe the insight into human nature that they have acquired along the way. And they're moving on in a very determined fashion, a very confident fashion, because of that Emperor energy. And they're also more in a bit of a, I guess for lack of a better way to put it, they're more in a masculine energy now compared to the past. But that doesn't automatically mean, I don't know, that this person looks physically more masculine or something. What I mean by more masculine is simply being more proactive. So they're more in charge of their destiny, they're taking the reins, and they're, you know, moving in the direction that they really want to move in without being as worried about, you know, how other people feel in the process. And we have the Five of Wands and we have the Five of Pentacles. So again, I want to clarify. Please clarify the Five of Wands, Spirit. Strength. All right. Let's see. Please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Page of Swords. So this person, and we have the Five of Pentacles and Five of Wands, strength. And again, we have the number 11. Yes, the number 11. So that's again moon energy, basically. Oh, wow. So again, this is kind of like maybe potentially bad, potentially positive. But this person is definitely heading towards not being afraid to even become more argumentative if necessary. So the strength, clarifying the Five of Wands, this shows that this person is, I think, owning their otherness in a way. Oh my god, like, I really wonder if for some of you this person is neurodivergent. I mean, this would make so much sense. It really makes me feel like this person is moving from, I feel, apologizing almost for wanting what they want and for just being themselves, to being way more determined to stay true to themselves and to just accept the fact that they're different and roll with it. This is what I'm seeing. Like, they're not going to be afraid of how other people are going to perceive them, or whether other people are going to start fights with them or argue with them. Because of that strength, clarifying the Five of Wands, I'm definitely getting this very strong vibe that this person is just really tough. Like, they have that kind of resilience that comes from facing a lot of adversity over a long period of time, which would make sense, again, if this person is neurodivergent. And then we have the Page of Swords clarifying the Five of Pentacles. This person, again, we have this continuation of the initial theme of this person really multiplying their wealth in the future. So technically, the future could be, I don't know, it could be next month, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now. But this person is definitely heading towards being more wealthy, more secure, making the most of opportunities that arise in their path. So overall, more productive, more proactive. This is what I'm seeing. And also with respect to this connection, you know, I think that this person is likely to actually pursue you at some point. So they might make their feelings known. I would not be able to say at which point, how long it's going to take. Maybe some of you have some idea with respect to who this person is. Please let me know in the comment section, because I'm very curious. But yeah, I definitely see a strong likelihood that this person eventually will make a move and tell you that they have feelings towards you. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. Holy shit. You bless the world with color and good luck. There's so much of a message that this person is embracing who they really are now. Maybe for some of you, and again, this could be a stretch, but maybe for some of you, this is an LGBTQ situation. So where this person has just recently accepted the fact that they are, that they're not straight, basically. This could be a thing, yeah. But again, definitely not for everyone. Yeah, this is pretty much what I have from the cards. Let me get some astro cards right now. So Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Who is this person who has a crush on them? Oh, wow. So, 9th house, let me unpack this. 9th house, learning and faith, Mercury, mind, and... Oh my God, this is such a strong confirmation, because I told you Mercury came out very strongly. 10th house, career and success. So this confirms that this person, I think, is doing pretty well in their career and finances. 7th house, love and partnership. All right. So this shows me, well, this could be interpreted in a number of ways. But can I just say the 7th house in Vedic astrology, according to Bhavad Bhavam, is the 10th from the 10th house. So in a roundabout way, the 7th is also somehow connected to the 10th house. So either way, this just gives me a strong message that for many of you, this could be a person that you know through work or through some kind of a formal situation. It may not actually be literally your workplace or a work environment. Maybe it could be someone that you, I don't know, meet at a conference, or you met at a conference once, or they saw you at a conference. And also what I was going to say when I saw the 5 of Wands, but I forgot to get into it, is the 5 of Wands can show a potential difference in ethnicities, like a different cultural background. And I feel like there's a confirmation now with the 9th house here showing up as well. So this could be a person that is coming from a different nationality, a different country for some of you. There could be some kind of a cultural difference between you and this person. With the 9th house, again, there's also a possibility that you meet this person through something connected to the 9th house. So that could be long-term, long-distance journeys, or it could be a learning environment, an academic environment. You could have met this person like that. Or it could be like a religious philosophy sort of related environment. So again, I don't know, you went to a book launch that was about a philosophical book or something. So anything that in a roundabout way or direct way is somehow connected to ninth house themes could be how you meet this person. Also, the 10th and 9th houses, both of them connect to the father and the father side of the family. Can also connect to gurus, religious leaders again. So anything connected to that, maybe teachers as well. So again, maybe you could have met through someone like that, through a guru, through a teacher, a religious leader, a father figure, an authority figure. That's another one. 10th house, speaking of which, 10th house can also show that this person could be working for the state or the government. And they could also, they themselves, they could be in fields connected to the 9th and 10th houses, or the 7th house as well. 7th house refers to the spouse archetype, by the way. And, well, since this is information about this person, I would not be able to say wholeheartedly that this could be someone who might turn into a long-term romantic partner for you, but there is that possibility, definitely. However, what I can say is with the 7th house, this person is someone who is very fair-minded, has potentially some Libra placements. There's someone who knows how to be diplomatic. Maybe with respect to their work, they work with people at one-to-one interactions on a regular basis, or maybe they're addressing an audience on a regular basis. So this could be someone like a therapist, a physical therapist, a psychotherapist, maybe someone who has a strong social media following and they're addressing an audience, because the 7th house could show a person addressing an audience. That's almost kind of like a one-to-one interaction. And with the 9th house, they could also be someone who is in academia. Maybe they have a job in academia. Maybe they're into publishing. They're a writer. Maybe they're involved with a religion or something spiritual, but especially kind of religion with the 9th house. And maybe they're involved in something to do with travel. Maybe by the way, they could be someone who travels a lot in general. So maybe they like to travel. They have traveled a lot. Like I said, for some of you, this could be someone coming from a different background or maybe someone who is at a distance from you physically right now. They could, this is maybe random, but not really. I mean, aside from government, they could also be involved in things to do with the law or morality, or like any situation where they're also higher management, by the way, with the 9th and the 10th houses. So any kind of position where they're in charge of a large group of people, they're responsible for a lot of people. Yeah, that could be a thing. And working in administration, management, that could definitely also be a thing. They could also be involved in the legal system. And they could also be working in the same line of work as their father. With the Mercury energy, this definitely shows me that this person has a very youthful energy. So irrespective of their physical age, they are someone who embodies that mercurial energy. So they're someone who is probably very communicative, has this kind of very curious vibe about them. Maybe someone who likes to read a lot, someone who likes to stay informed about everything that's going on around them. They can be very curious about the news. They really like to communicate. Maybe they have some kind of job where they have to communicate a lot on a regular basis. And they could also be someone who possesses mercurial energy in a physical sense. So maybe they could be someone who, let's say, is not particularly tall. Usually with Mercury, they might even have a bit of an androgynous vibe, because Mercury is seen as the kind of like a child in puberty, like or right before puberty. So there's kind of an androgynous vibe about this energy. They might, irrespective of their age, they might really look younger than their age. And they could also have youthful features, like big eyes, for instance. They could have a face that is wider around the cheekbones or around the temple, so a top-heavy sort of face. And they could have greenish eyes, specks of green, because Mercury rules the color green. Or maybe they really like the color green. That's another thing. And they could really, you could like their hands, or their hands stand out, or they maybe use their hands a lot. And we have sextile with chance and opportunity. You know, I have to say, with the sextile and the seventh house coming through, I really think that this is spirit telling you that this might actually lead to something serious. But the sextile, just like the description says, is about just an opportunity, but you still have to make conscious effort to make it happen. So if this resonates with someone you know and maybe you like them, this is a nudge from spirit for you to do something about it. You know, maybe throw hints, or if this person shows an interest, of course, try to be receptive and decent about it, basically, because something might really develop that could turn into a serious long-term relationship. And now let me get the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about number 1. Who is this person who has a crush on them? Oh, let's see. Number 12. So this is more Jupiter energy. Oh, here we have Aries. All right. And here we have, this is the South Node. Okay. So this is a confirmation of the High Priestess energy. This person could be very sensitive and intuitive. They could come across as a bit unusual, I have to say, especially with that King of Swords and now with Ketu coming out. By the way, they might also have placements in Ashwini Nakshatra. That would make a lot of sense. But because Aries, Ashwini falls in Aries and it's ruled by Ketu. But of course, they could also have placements in Aries itself. But with the Ketu energy, there could be a vibe of someone who is quite introverted, and maybe it looks like they're not fully comfortable in society. Again, really makes me think of someone who's neurodivergent. I am so curious to hear the comments in the comment section with this reading, because I don't think I've ever picked up on such a unique energy before. This is really interesting. And we have, again, the number 12 with Ketu really seems to repeat this theme that this person could be someone who feels a little bit isolated, like they're not really a part of the world somehow. Maybe there's someone who works in isolation for long periods of time. The number 12 again could connect to the 12th house, which is far away places, even very far away places, like a different continent. So this could be a confirmation for some of you that this person is quite at a distance from you. And also this person could be very imaginative. This is a confirmation of that Knight of Cups and King of Cups and High Priestess. So really this person could be borderline psychic. Maybe they're even someone that reads you very well, that you read very well, that you have some kind of a psychic connection with. There might even be a feeling of deja vu when you see this person, because for some of you, I don't know if you know who this person is. Again, please comment in the comment section. Tell me if it resonates with anyone that you know. But this could be someone who is following you, or, well, not following you as in stalking you, but this could be a person who looks at you from a distance. Or you could be looking at them, or it could be a mutual thing. And I have to say, with the Ketu energy, I think this person, for most of you, will have this energy that is quite sensitive. Like, you will pick up on the fact that they're a little bit different, you know, maybe a little bit more sensitive than average. They could also be pretty pale. Again, within the limits of genetic inheritance, which means that, I don't know, if they come from, let's say, an African background, maybe they're among the palest people in their family. But there's a tendency towards paleness, towards lack of color. Also, when it comes to their features, they can have something about them that is almost ethereal, irrespective of their gender. They can have features that are quite delicate, that are quite, I was thinking elf-like, maybe. Makes me think of, you know, Lord of the Rings. That's the aesthetic that I got in my head, which it may not even be that far-fetched, because whenever people think, a lot of the times, you know, in astrology, elves are kind of connected to mercurial energy. And when you think about it, it just hit me right now, but I think in the collective subconscious, there's a connection between elves and youthfulness, because like in Lord of the Rings, at least, the elves were immortal, right, as far as I remember. And it just hit me now that if you think about it, Peter Pan also had those elongated ears that are seen as elf ears, not ears, as in the ears on your head. And I wonder if I don't know, I wonder if anyone made that connection before between Peter Pan and um elves. And you know how they're called elf ears, and there people are selling them on eBay that you can stick them to your ears so that they look elfish, and it's this whole aesthetic. I'm not trying to say that this person has elf ears, but although I don't know if they're into cosplay or they're, because I can see a lot of creativity with this person, a lot of a rich imagination. 12th house is also about imagination, subconscious, you know, could be the sea and water and stuff. So this could be, and again, this is a bit of a stretch maybe, but for some of you, this could be a person that you dream about a lot, or they dream about you, maybe someone you've seen in a dream. I know that sounds creepy. Or maybe like when you come across, when you meet them, there might be this very strong feeling of, hey, don't I know you from somewhere? You know, like there might be this very strong feeling of familiarity between the two of you. And with Aries, physically, they could have a oval face. They could have a prominent nose, a prominent chin. They could also be quite athletic, I feel. So I think overall, physically, I see this person being quite strong, but like not skinny, for instance, but they're also not particularly beefy, you know. I see this person as pretty light and agile. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Maybe a little bit agitated even, and potentially anxious in their movements. Like they have quick movements and whatnot. This is the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. Okay, let me see some physical characteristics. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. Who has a crush on pile number 1? Alright, doesn't want to come out. Nothing wants to come out. This is very particular. Tell me, Spirit, who has a crush on pile number 1? Wow. I mean, I'm amazed by how little notes want to come out. This one? I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It's like, it doesn't feel right either way, so it feels like it's on the fence. What is this? Let me see. Athletic body. Okay, so I think it was meant to come out because it is a clarification. All right, so these are the notes that want to come out. Let's unpack everything. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt, and there might be contradictory notes coming through because this is a general reading, but maybe it reminds you of someone you know. Okay, relaxed. So on the surface, this person comes across as relaxed, like I said initially, so they may come across as even a little bit aloof. Holy shit. Introverted. The reason I said holy shit is because it's a confirmation. It's a confirmation of the energies I picked up on. Triangular or heart-shaped face. This is so typical for Mercury energy. Like I said, a top-heavy face. Brown eyes. Melodious voice. Okay. What is here? Tattoo. So they could have a tattoo. Straight hair. Let's see, hooded eyes. Hooded eyes are typical for Scorpio. Oh, I was going to say Ketu is the co-ruler of Scorpio as well. And we also have Mars coming out. So Mars and Ketu are like the rulers of Scorpio in Vedic astrology. So maybe this person has Scorpio energy as well. Jewelry. So maybe for some of you, this person really likes jewelry. They like to wear jewelry. That makes sense. Fair skin. So that's a confirmation of what I was talking about. Wow, green eyes. That's another confirmation, the Mercury energy that I was talking about. Black eyes. So far we have something between black and green. By the way, of course, they could have hazel eyes, which is, you know, a mix of colors. Raspy voice. What else do we have? Melodious voice, that came out twice, so this person's voice could really stand out. Dark brown or black hair. Hazel eyes. Okay, so one final confirmation of what I was saying. So I think that's everything that came out, right? Yeah, those are all the messages. Like I said, take them with a grain of salt. This is a general reading, but I'm also very curious to hear how this resonates, if you have any idea who this person is. But yeah, this is pretty much what I wanted to share. Pile number one. Feel free to comment in the comment section with anything you want to share about how this resonated, if it didn't resonate, maybe ideas for future topics you would like to see on my channel as usual. And of course, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's the easiest way to support me and it is free. Consider clicking the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. Like by clicking on the like button, of course, if you like the video. And aside from that, if you're interested in a private tarot reading, check out the video description. I have left my contact information there. My email address, you can email me and ask for more information. I say this all the time. Don't be afraid. I do not spam people or I don't save those emails anywhere. So if you email me and ask me about prices, you're just going to get the information you ask for. And aside from that, I've also left a link in the video description to reviews I've gotten before for private readings, back when I used to do readings anonymously on a website ages ago. But yeah, I've saved some of the feedbacks that I've gotten, and if you're curious to see it, go ahead and click on that link to a blog post from my video description. Might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. Aside from that, if you would like to support my channel further, you can do so by becoming a member. You can find out more information about the membership options if you click on the join button under any of my videos. You can leave a tip if you want. Any amount is very welcome. And of course, if you would like to share this video with anyone that you know is potentially interested in tarot, that would also help a great deal. Aside from that, last but not least, I also have an astrology channel. It's called Astro Martine. And actually next month will be the 10-year anniversary of my astrology channel. I probably should consider doing something celebratory or something. But yeah, I focus mainly on Vedic astrology there, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 20 years of experience in reading astrological horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic, which is now my preferred system, which means that I use the sidereal zodiac coupled with the whole sign house system. However, since I have a lot of experience in tropical, I oftentimes also blend the two of them. I use the insights that I gathered from tropical, and I also gather insights, well, that I use the insights that I've gathered from exploring other astrological systems like the Chinese system, Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, also numerology, the Mayan zodiac, etc., and a bunch of other metaphysical sources of knowledge. And I also do a lot of my own research by reading a lot of horoscopes and looking for patterns that are repeating basically throughout the horoscopes. So yes, if you're interested in astrology, go ahead and check out my channel. Maybe subscribe to that channel as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye! Welcome, pile number 2. This is your reading if you have chosen this card over here, White Rose of Hope, and or this black onyx crystal. So this is going to be the card selection phase. If you want to skip through this, I'm going to add timestamps. You can skip directly to the interpretation. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Who has a crush on pile number 2? The people who chose the black onyx crystal. Tell me, Spirit, who has a crush on pile number 2? All right, so we have 2 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords, the World, 7 of Pentacles. Let's see some more cards. Spirit, please clarify, not clarify, sorry. Please tell me about pile number 2. Who has a crush on pile number 2? Tell me. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Pile number 2. Intense. All right, so we have the 6 of Swords, we have the 3 of Swords, we have the World again, we have Page of Pentacles, we have Knight of, ouch, Knight of Cups, and we have the Hermit. Alrighty then, let's get one more Oracle card. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Who has a crush on pile number 2? Tell me. Okay, we have Orca Whale Adventure. Dare to do things differently, sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence, be loyal, friends and family are your treasures, be brave, you are more powerful than you know. I was going to say, already just from unraveling the cards, that this person gives me a strong travel vibe. We have the World coming out twice, and we have the 3 of Wands as well. Like, holy shit, 3 of Wands over the World. And then we have this repeated theme with traveling. So already I'm getting this very strong energy of Jupiter from this person. So potentially Sagittarius, Pisces energy, or just someone who has a very heavy 9th house. And we will also have a 30 here on the original Oracle card, which again boils down to a number 3, which in numerology is ruled by Jupiter. So I see this as a very strong confirmation. But let me read the description for this card from the booklet. Let me see. Number 30. Hope, beacon, solution, beginnings. We see a woman dressed in a blue gown, standing somewhere in a lowly landscape. Darkness surrounds her, but a shining white rose glows like a beacon and illuminates the night. Maybe this woman is lost, maybe she is uncertain about her feelings, yet thanks to the light of the flower, she can find her way. White roses symbolize hope, new beginnings, admiration, and young love. There are exciting times ahead. Wow. Okay. Exciting times ahead. This is, wow. Already I'm getting a very strong vibe, and can I just say before I continue, if you feel drawn to pile number 1, okay, but only if you feel drawn to it, go ahead and check it out because there might be messages there for you. If not, you're gonna get everything you need to hear from this one. So what I was gonna say is I'm getting this pretty strong vibe that this could be someone admiring you from a distance. And in some case, it's also literal in the sense that there could be a significant distance between you and this person. They could be in a different, again, a different region. Maybe there's someone that you have met online, someone who only saw you online. There is this vibe of significant distance between you and this person. And the 2 of Wands here, so this is their energy around the time when you come across this reading. We have 2 of Wands, we have 6 of Swords underneath. So this person has recently just started to get better in their life circumstances. Well, obviously when you get the 6 of Swords, there's this message that this person is moving away from something. Oh my gosh. And literally for some of you, this person could have recently relocated, because that would make a lot of sense with all of this travel energy. The 2 of Wands as well. So like 2 of Wands is a card that speaks of a lot of hesitation on the one hand, but it also kind of is the card that speaks of someone who's very close to breaking a cycle, close to leaving their comfort zone. So, yeah, I think this is a person who, again, is either has recently relocated or is currently considering relocating or moving to a different place. Now, again, for some of you, this could be about moving to a different country. For some of you, this could be about someone who has just moved into your neighborhood. But there is this energy that I'm already getting, especially around the present time, that this is someone who's moving away. You know, like they're changing something about their status quo. And I think most likely this change is physical in a sense. They're physically changing their circumstances. Yeah, and the Two of Wands, again, this is the part where this is just for some of you. Definitely not for everyone, but for some of you, this is someone that could be someone you have had a romantic relationship with. Doesn't have to be 100% the case, and definitely not for all of you. Either there's someone that you've had some kind of romantic entanglement with, or it could be a person that you have met before, like someone you could recognize if you saw them. And somehow there might be an energy of a second chance with this person. Like maybe there's someone that you have come across at some point in the past, but you barely met them or barely spent any time with them. You know, someone you just like knew as a passing figure in your life that could come back, and now they might, you know, be willing to show more romantic interest. Could be, again, definitely not for all of you, but this could also just be someone who is still pretty hesitant in some ways. White Rose of Hope, I have to say, yeah, this person is probably pretty romantic. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. So this is what is supporting this person, what is driving them, basically, what is their sustenance. So I need to clarify. Please clarify the Three of Swords, because I need to understand what's going on here. Justice. Oh, wow. That is so clear. Wow. Yeah, this person could be someone who has separated in recent history, even divorced, or they're in the process of getting a divorce still, because wow, this is a pretty clear message that for some of you, this is someone who is separating or in the process of separation. Another thing that, I mean, another way to interpret this could also be that this is someone who is very driven by morality. So they're driven to do the right thing. But I really feel like here with the Three of Swords, wow. And again, the number 3 with the Three of Swords, there's so much number 3. And the Justice, yeah. And the Ace of Pentacles, wow. This person really may have gone through a divorce, because it's like a strong message here for some of you that this is someone who has actually legally separated, all right? If this is not a divorce, this could be someone who has recently ended a contract, for instance. So again, it could be work related as well, because the Ace of Pentacles is about money, finances, work, career. So this could be a person who, again, that would also make sense with that. Well, both scenarios would make sense, irrespective of whether this person has ended a work contract or a marriage. It would make sense with that Six of Swords, because their circumstances have changed, right? So they're moving physically away. I don't know. If this person has gone through a divorce, maybe they're, you know, moving into an apartment by themselves or something. Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my God. Wow, this person is really going through it. I feel bad. I feel so bad. Please clarify the Three of Swords again. So the Three of Swords came out twice. Twice, y'all. This person is, wow, the Empress. And so many number 3s. Holy shit. I just came across another message that, again, this could be, wow. There's so many messages that are coming through, and they're also very specific. So here's the way that I would read it. For some of you, okay, this person has been thoroughly heartbroken in recent history. And the Empress energy, clarifying the Three of Swords, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, this could be a person that has gone through some kind of bitter arguments, some kind of bitter legal fight with their previous romantic partner. But at the same time, this could be someone who someone that has had a crush on you for a very long time. and they're seeing a second chance with you. Maybe this could even be, again, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but for some of you, this could be an ex, okay? Definitely could be an ex. For some of you, shit, this might be your ex-spouse. For some of you, okay? But irrespective if this is an ex, if this is an ex-spouse, whatever, for some of you, this person could be someone that has wanted to have a relationship with you for a long time, potentially. And they feel like in recent history, they felt like a renewal of those feelings. Like maybe they feel like suddenly this could happen. In probably the nastiest way to interpret this, I guess if you look at it from a moral perspective, I would say nasty, could be that this is someone who maybe has been married for a long time and they fantasize about being with you for a long time. And now they're recently going through a divorce, or they have divorced. And so they're trying to rekindle that flame, because they're like, okay, now I'm single. Maybe I can have another go with this person. Could be. Okay, again, definitely there will be different scenarios for different people, because this is a general reading. But yeah, this person is definitely going through some heartbreak. They're also something very impactful, something that has impacted them emotionally very profoundly and potentially in a negative sense. And this thing that has impacted their emotions, this is what's keeping them going. It's driving them somehow, you know? And I feel like they're also driven to do better financially because of what they've gone through. And this could make sense again in a number of ways. Like maybe they're busy paying their lawyer fees, and they need a lot of money, so they're very motivated to make a lot of money. But another way to look at this is really, gosh, I mean, this person, for some of you, wow, are you like a homewrecker, pile number 2? I mean, one very literal way to read it. I'm just baffled by how strong the messages are. It's almost like they're written down in ink. Is that this person is in love with you, and they're happy to separate from their partner because they see that now they have a chance with you. Like they might have a chance with you. For some of you, it could be both things at the same time, but they're not related. So it's not like you're the homewrecker, pile number 2. Don't feel too bad. But it could be like simply a coincidence that this person has recently gone through a separation, and then all of a sudden you came along. And I just got that song in my head from the 90s, and suddenly you come along. And I've never met a girl like you before. Something like that. It was really popular. I don't sing it well, obviously. I don't remember what it was called. I'll never known a girl like you before. Something like that. And yeah, so I feel like, going back to my idea, it could be a coincidence. Just that this person has recently gone through a heartbreak, a separation. And out of that heartbreak and separation, this person is, all of a sudden saw you when they least expected, and suddenly had a revival of love and passion and all that. Another potentially negative scenario, though, and again, don't shoot the messenger, and definitely not for everyone, but see how it resonates. Another potential interpretation could be that this person is looking for a rebound. So watch out for that, in the sense that this person could have gone through very thorough heartbreak, and they're just looking for someone to lick their wounds, someone who's going to make them feel better, that's going to make them forget about the nightmare they've gone through. That could also be an interpretation, but again, it's not for all of you, so see how it resonates. If this sounds, if it resonates deep down with a vibe that you got, then most likely it's, there's a seed of truth in that. So please comment in the comment section. I'm curious to hear if this resonates and how it resonates. Moving on, we have 3 of Wands and the World in opposition. Both of these cards are connected on the one hand to travel, but on the other hand, and I'm going to pull another clarification because I need to know. Okay, let me pull from this card. Please clarify the world over here, Spirit. Temperance. All right. Yeah, this is, so with the Temperance, the most likely interpretation of this is that this person, like I said in the beginning, is at a distance from you. Even more specifically, I think this person could be from a different cultural background, a significant difference in cultural background. So, what is literally getting in their way right now is the fact that they're either traveling a lot, they're moving from one place to another. That could be a thing. But just when it comes to you in particular, it's the fact that they're at a distance that's getting in the way potentially of them pursuing this connection. Yeah, significant physical distance between you and this person. I'm almost willing to bet on it because it's a repeated theme. We have the Ten of Swords and we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, I want to clarify. Please clarify the Ten of Swords here, Spirit. Four of Wands. Oh, holy mother of Christ. I mean, could Spirit be more explicit over here? This person has definitely gone through a divorce, okay? There's this utter defeat when it comes to anything connected to family, like a broken home, basically, is what I'm seeing here. Ten of Swords clarified by Four of Wands. It's like this person's sense of home, sense of unity and safety has collapsed in the past. Now, again, the past could be last week, could be last year, could be 5 years ago. But whenever this happened, this is a past that is very much still affecting them right now. So, yeah, I think there's a very strong likelihood for many of you that this is someone who has gone through a divorce. Even if it wasn't literally a divorce, this could even be, so, for instance, maybe it was a really bad breakup with someone that they used to live with. That would also make sense because the Four of Wands is the physical home. It's a sense of family. And we have all these messages about moving and relocating and all this stuff. So there's really this strong feeling that this person has lost their sense of stability. And again, could be a divorce, could be a bitter breakup, separation. For some, however, it could even literally be, I was thinking about this right from the beginning, honestly, but because of that Six of Swords, for some of you, this person could be a refugee. Or someone who was forced to leave their place. Again, not necessarily because of war, but because something happened to their home. You know, like they lost their home. Maybe there was a fire, heaven forbid, or something. There could have been some very painful situation with this person leaving their home environment. And I feel like it's something that is still fresh. It's like a fresh wound, really, for them. Like I said, irrespective of when it happened exactly. And we have the Page of Pentacles here. I want to clarify. Please clarify the Page of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Oh. So this person, I think, for many, if not most of you, is someone who is pretty successful and is doing pretty well financially, or maybe has done well until recent history because of that divorce energy. But I definitely see someone who, you know, has reached a certain level of social status, a certain level of success, a certain amount of wealth. I don't think that this is, you know, someone who is at the beginning of their journey professionally, right? I think this is someone with a bit of, someone who has achieved something, basically, up until this point. Because of that Ten of Pentacles, I see a great degree of respectability. Someone who's taken seriously in their professional life and has a certain social status, like I said. We have the World and we have the Knight of Cups. So this is the future. This is like their trajectory in the future. And again, we have the World. So this person is definitely going to travel more, going to explore more. They're going to expand their horizons, basically, with the world. They want to see the world. That could be literally a way to look at it. The Knight of Cups also shows that this person is sensitive. They're driven by intuition, by a feeling of knowing, of deeply knowing something, even if it's not rational. By inspiration. They could be someone who's very artistic, by the way. I want to clarify some more stuff. Please clarify the world. Strength. Okay, please clarify the Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. The Sun. So this person is definitely moving into a brighter future because of that Sun energy. Again, clarifying the Knight of Cups. This is showing me someone who, in the future, so this could be, again, could be near future, could be at some point in the future, but they're heading towards a rebirth. They're heading towards a renewal of passion, of a sense of purpose, basically happiness, definitely a chance to happiness, and a developing of inner strength. There's like a crystallization of their inner core that is becoming tougher, really. And there could be, again, with the world, it has almost two different meanings at the same time, where on the one hand, it could be an ending, and on the other hand, it could be, again, faraway places, foreign countries. And I think considering the rest of the cards, for this person, it's potentially both. So it's more like the endings they have gone through will have made them stronger in the future. And it's also the fact that this person is really driven to explore the world, to travel more, and yeah, to travel more. And also to expand their horizons in any way. Like maybe there's someone who constantly seeks to increase their experience, their knowledge of the world, to study and whatnot. And we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Hermit. I have to say, this is pretty intriguing. Again, I need to clarify some stuff. Please clarify. Spirit, please clarify the Hermit. Oh my gosh. Wow. The Lovers, okay. Please clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, not with this one. Let me see. Yeah, let me use this other deck. Please clarify the Seven of Pentacles over here, Spirit. Four of Swords. So, this person, the outcome of, this is the outcome of all this. We have Seven of Pentacles clarified by Four of Swords. What I'm getting as a vibe here is this person is likely to admire you for a long time in silence. I don't think this person is going to approach you, not romantically anyway, anytime soon. But I do see that their feelings for you, whatever those feelings are likely to deepen and grow into a serious crush because of this Hermit clarified by the Lovers. This is the vibe of someone kind of, how should I put it? You know, infatuated, alone, in silence, dreaming about you with that Four of Swords. Again, that Four of Swords is about dreaming, all right? I think this person, with that Seven of Pentacles, they're focused on rebuilding, I think, their life overall. So it could be their career, maybe their finances, their self-esteem, etc. But at the same time, they're also going to be developing their feelings towards you. Now, from the cards over here, I would not be able to say 100%. And obviously, again, this is a general reading, so different people will get different outcomes. But I'm not going to be able to say, like, if 100% this person is going to make a move towards you, or if this is going to turn into a romantic relationship. But this person is definitely going to be developing some pretty serious feelings towards you, pile number 2. So it does make me feel like this could turn into something serious, really. And yeah, I'm curious. Let me see. So this is what I can see from the cards. Let me see the astral cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Who is this person who has a crush on pile number 2? Cancer. first house, 12th house, okay. Chiron, Gemini, okay. So, let me break it down. We have Cancer, which is moon energy. We have first house, which is self and identity. 12th house, spirituality and art. So, Chiron, inner healing. This person, they could have Satabishak placements, which is an Aquarius in sidereal Aquarius, because I always mention this whenever I get Chiron, which is a tropical astrology concept. I always think of Satabishak Nakshatra, which is the nakshatra of the wounded healer. So a person who has suffered a lot, and because they have made a lot of effort to understand their own suffering, whether it was physical, emotional, any kind of suffering, it has made them very knowledgeable in how to heal certain problems. So that's why they are natural healers. They could have like a healing vibe about them, and people could feel drawn to them. So this person could have some Aquarius placements. That is a possibility in sidereal zodiac. And with the 12th house, this is a very strong confirmation that for many of you, this person is at a big distance from you. 12th house is the longest possible distance in astrology because it's the 12th placements from the ascendant. And here we actually have the dichotomy of the first and the 12th house, almost as if to illustrate that there's a significant difference between you and this person. So, like I said, this could be a situation where they're admiring you from afar, or you're admiring them from afar. Or again, it could be a mutual crush. First house makes me think that this person really stands out. Their appearance could really stand out in some way. And maybe they're someone who's quite popular as well. That could be a possibility, although it's not 100% given with that first house, just based on the first house. They could also be someone who is very concerned with their physical body and their physical appearance. Maybe they work in a line of work where it's very important for them to take care of themselves, where they have to be presentable and attractive, maybe even. So the first house, because it's connected to the body, this could be anyone that works with the physical body or with something connected to the let's say the head, because the first house is the head in astrology. So that means a person who is, let's say, a dentist, or someone who is could even be something like someone who's a beautician, or how are they called, who focuses on cosmetic treatments, or a hairdresser, or yeah, anyone who works in some kind of line of work. An ear, nose, and throat doctor, that's another one. That could, anyone that works in a line of work where they're dealing with the head or anything attached to the head. And the first, and also the first house is the physical body. So maybe they could be like a personal trainer. They could also just be someone who looks like they really take care of themselves, someone who maybe spends a lot of time at the gym, likes to work out. Like I said, is pretty concerned with the physical body. But then with the 12th house, and also with that 4 of Swords, I really think this person is in the process of becoming more peaceful, more quiet, more in touch with their feelings, more self-aware. Because the 4th house is, the 4 of Swords is about going within, understanding oneself. And I see this kind of repeated theme with the spirituality and art thing, where this person is in the process of becoming more spiritual. They could also be someone who's quite introverted, and they could be someone who's working in situations of isolation, where they feel pretty isolated from the rest of the world, maybe. And Gemini, they could have this very youthful energy. Maybe there's someone who's talkative, who maybe has a bit of an androgynous vibe as well. And Cancer is the nurturing side. So they could have a nurturing, soft side, basically. Another thing is they could come across as pretty emotional, or someone, like, will come across as someone who has strong emotions. And yeah, this is pretty much what I can see from the cards. Also, maybe in a roundabout way I said it, but just to make sure, this person's physical appearance could really stand out overall. So yeah, because most likely, at the very least, this person just comes across as someone who really takes care of themselves, right? So their body could really stand out. Maybe they have a particularly strong physique. That's another thing. And also with the Cancer energy, their chest could really stand out, irrespective of their gender. Okay. Let me get the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Who has a crush on them? Okay, number 11. This is potentially a confirmation that this person could be quite popular on the one hand. Maybe they have a strong social media following, some degree of fame or recognition. But they could also be someone in your friend circle. This could, by the way, this could also show how you met this person or how they met you. So they could be someone in your friend circle. They could be someone that an elder sibling introduced you to, an acquaintance or someone who that you met through their circle of friends, or they met you through your circle of friends, or you could have met somewhere in some kind of a social event where there were large groups of people. First house could also be that you met this person while you were at home or like close to your homeland or your natal town. Same thing for them. Again, this could also show that you met basically online, or you saw this person online, they saw you online. 12th house could also be that you met this person while traveling for some of you, or you could have met it while attending religious events or a retreat, a yoga course, anything that has spiritual meaning. We have Mercury, which is again a confirmation of that Gemini energy. So, oh my gosh, and we have double Aquarius energy. We have Aquarius coming out again. So, again, in the sense that number 11 is also the 11th house, which is corresponding to Aquarius. So, I really think this is someone who can come across as pretty aloof and intellectual, maybe a little bit weird. Aquarius coming through does make sense with that Temperance energy as well, because this person could be coming from a different background, different culture. That definitely makes sense. And then we have Mercury, which is a youthfulness about this person. So they could have a really youthful energy. Maybe their hands, their arms, and their shoulders really stand out. They could have eye color that is a bit greenish in color. They could have specks of green in there. They could have a facial shape that is a upside down triangle, basically, where their face is narrower at the jawline and it's a bit wider around the temples or around the cheekbones. But they could have a strong youthfulness about them, so they could look younger than their age. They could also be someone who communicates a lot, so someone who's comfortable communicating, maybe a bit of a social butterfly. With that Aquarius and that Mercury energy, this is a person who is likely someone who likes to socialize, even though with the 12th house, this could also show that this person could be lost in thought a lot, and they could also have a very rich imagination. And or they could work in isolation from other people, basically. Maybe they're also religious. Okay, this is pretty much what I have. Let me get some notes about their physical appearance if this helps. But like I always mention, take it with a grain of salt because this is a general reading. So obviously not everyone is going to see the same characteristics. And also some of these physical characteristics might look like they're contradicting one another. Because again, this is a general reading. Different things will apply to different people. Spirit, tell me about pile... Ooh, one of them already fell. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. Who has a crush on pile number 2? Tell me, who is this person? Whoa. Can I just point out the fact that I didn't get this many cards for pile number 1 for you? I mean, notes that fell out. Let's see. We have curly or wavy hair. Older than you, more mature. All right. Square face. Maybe they have a prominent jawline. deep voice, medium build, so that just means they're not too chunky, they're not too heavy, they're not too scrawny. Let's see, intense gaze. All right, we have straight hair, so for some of you it's curly, for others it's straight. Dark tan skin. Let's see, we have blue or gray eyes, dark brown or black hair, fair skin, so skin colors like all across the board. We have cheek dimples. All right, this person could have dimples. We have very tall. All right. Glasses. For some of you, they could be wearing glasses. Relaxed, so they come across as relaxed mostly. Younger, youthful. All right, so for some of you, it's younger. If you know, for some of you, this person is younger. For others, they're older. But there is okay, glasses. I already looked at that. But there is kind of an age gap, I would say, because you have younger and older. I would say for most of you, this person could be someone who is, yeah, either significantly younger or older. Sporty, casual style. So they could have a sporty, casual style. Dark tan skin. I think this came out twice, so it's very likely. Melodious voice. So clearly the voice is standing out because we have 2 messages about the voice so far. Mischievous smile. Okay. Let's see. So mischievous smile is also something that I would associate with Mercury. Jovial or playful expression. This is also something that I would associate with Mercury. So maybe this person has a very prominent Mercury. Melodious voice came out twice. So their voice could be really pleasant. And we have straight hair for the second time. All right. So for some of you, it's curly. For others, it's straight. So we have hair texture that is pretty much all over the place, like all across the board. So this has been pretty much it, pile number 2. I hope you have enjoyed the reading. Again, very strong repeated messages. I am very curious to hear your comments in the comment section with respect to how this resonated, if it reminds you of someone that you already know. If not, at some point in the future, if you vaguely remember that, I don't know, someone you will meet is reminding you of a reading you saw on my channel, although it's far-fetched, but let's say if you do somehow remember that at the moment when you meet this person, feel free to come back and let me know in the comment section. So yeah, if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, click on the notifications bell if you want to be notified when I will upload a new video. If you would like a personal tarot consultation from me, check out the video description. I've left my email address there. You can email me for further details about reading options and anything else you're curious about. I always mention this as a disclaimer because I've had people ask me. I do not save your email, so you can feel free to send me an email. I will just send you the information you ask about. I'm not saving emails. I don't spam people with newsletters or anything like that. And aside from that, I also left a link in the video description to reviews I have gotten for private readings before, back from the days when I used to do private readings anonymously on a website. So I saved some of the feedback that I got back then. If you're curious, go ahead and check it out. It might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And aside from that, if you would like to support my channel further, and you would also have, if you would also like to see more exclusive tarot readings, check out the membership section. You can check out the details about membership options by clicking on the join button under any of my videos. You can also see the prices in your local currency. And aside from that, if you would like to support my channel further, it would be very much appreciated. You could leave a tip, again, using the $ button under any of my videos, or you could share this video with as many people as possible, especially people that you know are into astrology, tarot. Astrology and tarot, actually. And which leads me to my final mention, which is that I also have an astrology channel. It's called Martine'sTarot, and an astrology channel called Astro Martine. I keep switching from one thing to another. And yeah, it's really interesting because next month I will be celebrating a 10-year anniversary for my astrology channel. So I started that channel a long time ago, a lot longer than this channel, basically. I might be doing something celebratory. Please let me know if you have ideas in the comment section, actually. But anyway, I do mainly videos on Vedic astrology on that channel, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 20 years of experience reading horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic, which is my preferred system. And I use a lot of insights from tropical as well because of my experience, but then also some other astrological systems like Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, also numerology, which I also reference on this channel a lot, maybe the Mayan astrology and a bunch of other metaphysical systems. But yeah, basically my point is that I do fundamentally follow the teachings of Vedic astrology, but I also use a lot of my own research and a lot of my own insights, basically. And I like to use a lot of examples in the videos that I post on my astrology channel of famous people and whatnot. So yeah, if you're curious about astrology, go ahead and check out my astrology channel. Again, it's called Astro Martine, but I will be linking it in the video description as well. Maybe subscribe to it. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye! Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading if you have chosen this card over here, the Elixir of Life and or this fluorite crystal. This is going to be the card selection phase. I'm going to add timestamp so you can skip directly to the interpretation. Let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on them right now? All right. So we have the Moon, we have 4 of Cups, the World, 9 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. All right, let me get some more cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on them? All right. We also have 7 of Cups. We have 5 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Magician, Page of Pentacles, Death. We have a lot of number 7s here. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups. The only one that is missing is 7 of Swords. So also we have the Death. We have the Magician. So right off the bat, I am picking up some energies, but I'm going to hold that thought. Let me get an oracle card as well. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on pile number 3? Fox, clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. All right. And now let me read the description for this card. 16, Elixir of Life from the booklet. Let's see. Sorry, 15. Yeah, I did say 15. Healing, consolidation, reinvigoration, truth. A woman is leaning towards a deep red rose. She faces the flower with her eyes closed, concentrating on the lush bloom. She is receiving the sweet scent of nature and the energy of life. The wind rustles her hair, whispering the truths of the universe, into her ears. She can hear her own breath mingling with the wind. Sitting quietly in nature by a stream or in a garden can help still our wandering mind and heal a troubled heart. All right, so I was actually, just before I read the descriptions for the Oracle cards, I was getting into the fact that you have 3 sevens here in the tarot cards. And I was ironically saying that the only one that was missing was the Seven of Swords. And then I pulled out this card about Fox Clever, which, and the reason I say ironically is because the Seven of Swords actually is a pretty sneaky, strategic sort of energy. And then I got the Fox Clever, and my first thought was, well, apparently we have all of the seven of all of the sevens of the minor arcana energies are represented here, because even though we didn't get the Seven of Swords, we still have the Fox Clever, which is kind of Seven of Swords energy, you know, someone who is really clever, someone who's strategic, someone who can be sneaky if necessary as well. And then we also, all of these number sevens, that's what I was gonna say next, are K2 energy. So I don't know if anyone else has come up with this, but this is my observation, just knowing the meaning behind the 7 number in numerology and also understanding the energy of K2 from Vedic astrology, or the South Node as it's called in tropical. There is definitely a strong correlation here in themes, so between the 7 in numerology and the K2. So the bottom line is I'm seeing a lot of K2 energy, which is the co-ruler of Scorpio in Vedic astrology. And then we also have the Death, which is Scorpio energy. And we also have the Magician, which is a little bit of Scorpio energy as well, because both the Death, well, the Death more than the Magician, but both of them to some extent have to deal with transformation. Someone who is in control of their lives, someone who has the power to manifest things. You know, they're someone who also has a strong willpower, and also someone who in the future will potentially be going through a very strong transformation. So let me see what else I have here. I'm going to unpack each of them as I go along. So first we have the Moon, and we have the Seven of Cups. This is this person's energy at the moment when you come across this reading. And the Moon is very dreamy, very nurturing, emotional sort of energy. And the Seven of Cups is also pretty emotional as well. So my general vibe about this person is someone that they're quite daydreamy. They're someone who oftentimes maybe is lost in thought, or maybe appears to be lost in thought. I think on the surface, there's someone who comes across as quite gentle. This also might be someone who has a strong moon energy in their horoscope, maybe a lot of water energy as well. So could be water in astrology, not just moon energy. So that's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Personally, I use the sidereal zodiac, but you can choose to go by any one of them that resonates with you. But yeah, this person at this moment is someone who is in a daydreamy sort of vibe. They might come across as pretty romantic. I think, irrespective of whether they're romantic or not, they're someone who is, yeah, and we have repeated stuff here. Here, the Four of Cups again. This is someone who's lost in thought. They might be someone, and hello, we have this original card with this woman sniffing the flower. What kind of makes me think of, I was thinking about this as I was reading the description, makes me think of Ferdinand the Bull, you know, and also 15 boils down to a 6 in numerology, which is Venus energy. So this person could have a lot of feminine energy, irrespective of their gender. And also Ferdinand the Bull, connecting to Taurus, right? This is someone who can slow down. Maybe on the surface, there's someone who comes across as pretty, difficult to rattle. Like, they're very peaceful, seem very in control of themselves. Someone who's relatively unshakable. At least, again, this is how they come across. It may not be that this is their deepest nature. But what I can tell you with these repeated themes is that this comes across as a thinker, a dreamer, maybe a touch of a philosopher or an artist here. I'm going to get some clarifications because I'm curious. Please clarify the Seven of Cups, Spirit. Page of Wands. So there's some youthful energy here. Please clarify the Moon. Youthful, passionate. Oh, yes, the Hanged Man. So why does the Hanged Man make sense to me? Because this feels like someone who is not the most decisive person, or at least they don't come across as particularly decisive. They may come across as someone who, again, is too lost in thought a lot of the times, could be a bit of analysis paralysis, but not so much actually so far about analysis paralysis. It's more like this person is just very caught up in a lot of dreams, you know, like I feel like they're chasing a lot of things at the same time because, hello, we also have this magician going on. So this is someone who's a dreamer. I was getting that song, The Dreamer. I don't know if it was called The Dreamer, but it was something about I'm Just a Dreamer by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. That sort of vibe. This is what I'm getting. So this is a person who has high dreams, someone who maybe is chasing a lot of things at the same time. There is a youthful sort of enthusiasm about them. Like there's someone who, irrespective of their age, never really gave up on their dreams, never gave up on creating wonderful things. There's a bit of that childhood enthusiasm, childlike enthusiasm, where they're not blasé, but again, maybe some of this may not be visible on the surface because they're pretty introverted. Also, I feel like I should have said that from the beginning with all of these number 7s and all that K2 energy and the death and the Scorpio. This is definitely not someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. This is someone who's hard to read. So on the surface, they might just come across as mysterious. They might come across as just very introverted, maybe a little bit shy. I don't know if shyness, again, not so much about shyness, but more like someone who's just purposefully clever, again, with that fox energy, in not revealing their true selves in public. So then we have the 4 of Cups and we have the 5 of Cups. So what is driving this person? And especially since this question is about who has a crush on you, this could also be someone who daydreams about you a lot. So they could be thinking about you a lot. But in general, what sustains this person is the fact that they like to think. They could be very philosophical, and they like to make the most of opportunities that are in front of them. They don't want to spend too much time mulling over the past. And hold on, I want to please clarify the 5 of Cups here. I want to get some more clarification. Oh my gosh, we have 4 of Cups again. Wow. Please clarify the 4 of Cups. I have an idea. 3 of Wands. Oh, by the way, I was going to say this, but I tried to refrain from saying this because I don't want to influence people. But if you did feel drawn to one of the other piles, one of the other 2 piles, you might want to check them out. But again, only if you felt a genuine draw, like an attraction, feeling drawn in to the other piles. Otherwise, you're just going to get what you need, all the messages you need from this reading. But with these clarifications of 3 of Wands and 4 of Cups, not only do we have this intensification of this person daydreaming a lot, but there's also a possibility that this is someone who is away from you. They're at a distance from you physically, or somehow they see you as unattainable. So they're daydreaming about you a lot, okay? But also when it comes to their general energy and what sustains them in life is the fact that they're a dreamer in general. So they're someone who is mentally very creative. They're in their heads a lot. They're very cerebral. They like to ponder, on the pros and cons. But I also feel a very strong artistic vibe with this pile, because so far there isn't a lot of reasoning stuff so far. Okay, I'm going to see what else is going to come through. But I do see this person as predominantly kind of an artistic type, a philosophical, literary type, maybe like a poet, a dreamer, something like that. Then we have the World. Oh, shit. I mean, just further confirmation. So we have the World and the Queen of Pentacles underneath in opposition. So again, the World showing up in opposition reinforces the idea that this person is at a distance from you, and that's an obstacle. They see that as an obstacle in their path when it comes to how they feel about you. So this is someone who definitely knows that you're at a distance, and they feel like this is an obstacle in their path to you. And the Queen of Pentacles as well. This is an ending. Okay, I'm going to get more clarification. Please clarify the Queen of Pentacles. King of Swords. All right. Please clarify the World. Five of Swords. Yes. That makes sense. So this person in general, okay, so with respect to how they feel about you, but also with respect to the kind of obstacles that they face in life. But first, about how they feel about you, I think this person, there are two scenarios. This could be someone that you have had something to do with in the past, or they could be someone you have had some kind of interaction with in the past, but they see something ending as an obstacle in between the two of you. Now, this could literally be that you have had a thing with them that ended, or it could be that I don't know, this person recently had to move away from where they were living, and now you're at a distance and they see that as a major obstacle. But they see something ending as an obstacle between you and them. And another way to look at this is when it comes to their trajectory in general. Well, yes, their trajectory in general, but also when it comes to you again, is that they could be looking at things through a hyper-rational lens. So I know that so far I said they're philosophical and dreamy, but when it comes to this situation and also when it comes to other things in life, they can become hyper-rational. They can just become particularly negative and think about all the times that things have gone wrong in their lives, maybe past defeats. So this could be about relationships they've been in or just life in general. This could be a person who has a bit of a self-esteem problem in some ways, you know, like maybe they don't feel too good about themselves. So there could be that this self-esteem issue is getting in the way of them approaching you, but it's also something that is holding them back in life in general. And King of Swords underneath the King of Pentacles. Again, this is showing me that this person is being very rational in general. So their tendency to be hyper analytical, to overthink things, to be very pragmatic, right? So they're having pragmatic concerns about things, and that could be getting in their way. And again, this could be about their life in general and their progress, but it could also be especially about the way that they feel towards you and why maybe they haven't made their feelings known up until this point. We have Nine of Cups and the Magician in the past. Wow. I really think that for some of you, this is someone you've had something, you've had something with. Some of you, okay, definitely not for everyone, because Nine of Cups and Magician, this shows like a dream scenario. So this person in the past, oh, there's another way to look at this. This is someone who has been very good at manifesting everything they wanted up until this point. So the past could be recent past, or could be their entire past trajectory up until this point. But Nine of Cups and Magician in the past is extremely positive. And especially since Nine of Cups is about wishes, Magician is about manifestation power, I feel like this is a very strong go-getter. This is someone who has led their lives guided by sheer willpower, their desire to just manifest exactly what they wanted, the lives that they wanted. And I think this person is someone who may have actually gotten a lot of what they wanted in life up until this point. And this is another way to look at this. They're afraid potentially to approach you because they're afraid that this might be the one time when they will fail. As in, you know, they might feel like they've had a winning streak up until this point. Like they don't want to risk damaging their sense of self by pursuing you in some ways. See how this resonates, sorry. But this could be one interpretation, definitely. Whatever the situation may be, one thing that I can tell you, so let's say irrespective of how they feel about you in particular, what I can tell you is that this person is someone who is doing pretty well in life, okay? Someone who has achieved quite a bit of what they wanted up until this point because of that Nine of Cups and Magician, you know? It might even seem like this is someone who has had things easy on the surface, maybe a lot of opportunities, or they just knew how to make the most of opportunities and whatnot. But yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. This is showing the future, and it's showing their trajectory. So there's a lot of focus on work here. This person is definitely going to be focusing a lot on developing professionally in the future. And I see this very slow and steady wins the race sort of approach. I really feel like this person has a lot of strong earth energy in their horoscope, and also potentially a lot of water energy. We have Seven of Wands and Death. All right, I need clarifications here. Please clarify the Death. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. Please clarify the Seven of Wands. 10 of Wands. Oh my. I want to clarify again. Please clarify the 10 of Pentacles. I have an idea. Oh, the wheel. So, there are, again, two potential ways to look at this. This could be someone, so this is how things are going to develop in the future between you and this person, but also how their general life trajectory is going to go. So this is definitely someone who's very focused on career. They're very focused on achieving a very particular thing. Maybe you're reaching a higher social status. Whatever, a higher level of success, basically, overall. They want to become more successful, and they're very focused on career. But at the same time, 10 of Pentacles is not just about career. It's also about legacy. And so I really think, and also with that Death, this could also be that this is going to be potentially a long-term romantic partner, because we have the wheel. So the wheel shows that things are turning for the better, slowly but surely. 10 of Pentacles and the Death just shows that things are moving towards success in a transformational way. And the 10 of Wands shows success after a long battle or a lot of work. And the 7 of Wands as well. So this person, one thing that I can tell you is, if this will turn into something serious between you and them, it's definitely not going to be overnight. It's not going to be a fast-moving situation. This is someone who is going to take their time, because they're very focused on their career, and also they're very cautious. The 7 of Wands shows a certain amount of defensiveness from this person. And I also think they're extremely pragmatic. They're someone who is constantly checking on how things might work. How things might turn out, whether something is worth their time, etc., etc. Even though I feel like this person has been daydreaming about you a lot. This really gives me the vibe of someone who was really blindsided by the way that they ended up feeling about you. They did not expect to develop a crush when they came across you. This is the vibe that I'm getting. Oh my gosh, look at what it says here. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Yeah, I definitely feel like this person is a bit defensive. Maybe because of stuff that has happened in the past with relationships. But I feel like at the moment, like I said, they were not looking for romance. They are not particularly open to romance, but they still daydream about you. They have a thing for you. All right. So this is what I see from the cards. Let me get the Astro cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on them? Oh my. I was thinking about the Sun when I looked at the Magician, but I didn't say anything. But we do have a strong Sun energy. We have Leo, we have Sun. Well, Sun is ruling Leo. Then we have Mercury, we have 9th house, we have Pisces. So Pisces, the dreamer, I mean, this is a very strong confirmation of that 4 of Cups that came out twice, and the 7 of Cups in particular, that's very Pisces energy. So very dreamy. And the Moon that came out, because this person is has this romantic vibe about them, this romantic aura about them. And of course, they could actually have placements in Pisces and Leo and the sun. Mercury, again, this person could be youthful in their energy. They could be someone who is good at communicating. Maybe they look younger than their age. Maybe they're even physically younger than you are. With the ninth house, this is a confirmation of that world energy in the sense that this could be someone who is at a physical distance from you right now. This could also be someone that you met through some kind of ninth house activity, which means education, academia, traveling, something to do with religion. Or this could be, of course, just ninth house could just show that you met them online because there's a physical distance between the two of you. This could show, of course, that they're maybe from a different background. There isn't like a very strong message that they might be from a different background, but it is a possibility, especially with that ninth house energy. For some of you, this could be someone you met through a guru, a father figure, through religion. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, through religion, through faith, anything to do with philosophy and a way of life. Maybe at a yoga class, something like that. This could be how you met this person. They could also be into publishing, for instance, teaching. Or this could be, again, connected to how you met this person. Then we have the Leo and the Sun energy shows that this person has a very strong presence. And because of all that introverted energy that I got, and also that Pisces, I feel like this person is a curious blend between extroversion and introversion. Maybe they are the kind of person that has a very strong presence, but they're really just not particularly interested in standing out or being the center of attention. But they just, nevertheless, they easily attract attention. Of course, with the Sun energy, there's also a pretty strong possibility that they're above average good looking. The Mercury energy shows they could have youthful features, and also with the Sun and the Leo and the Pisces, I would say for most of you, this person will tend towards a fairer complexion and light-colored hair and eyes, of course, within the limit of genetic inheritance. So let's say if they're from an African background, maybe they're just going to be among the lightest of their family. But generally, Sun, Pisces, water, and the Sun especially tends towards a lighter complexion, fairer complexion, and again, light eye color, hair color, etc. They physically could have a strong jawline, maybe even a squarish face. Their face actually is going to be potentially mercurial, potentially sun dominant. So with Mercury, there could be this kind of an inverted triangle shape. I always mention this whenever I get Mercury. Think of Leonardo DiCaprio or this actress. Gosh, I keep forgetting her name. Kirsten or something. Kirsten or Kristen? Kristen, I think. Stewart, the one who played Bella in Twilight. Never saw that movie. I just saw the memes about it. The series, because it's a series. Anyway. But yeah, that's a typical inverted triangle. So their jawline could be narrower than their cheekbones and the eye area. And their eyes could really stand out. That's typical for Mercury energy because it gives this kind of youthful appearance, almost elf-like. And also with the Sun, there could be squarish. There could be like a squarish face and a strong jawline at the very least, even if the face is not squarish. They could also physically, I don't think this person is overweight. I think it's pretty unlikely that they're going to have a soft body because Sun and Mercury are both pretty masculine, even if their energy could be feminine, ironically, in the sense that, maybe their behavior is going to be pretty gentle and soft-spoken in some ways, but the Sun and Mercury is pretty dry energy, pretty masculine. Mercury can also be slightly androgynous. And Sun can show a strong physical body. So broad shoulders, a broad body. Like I said, a pretty strong physique and a strong presence. They just easily stand out. And they could have a really nice smile as well. Usually with the Sun, that's typical. Like the smile is pretty broad and it stands out. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Let me get the Astro dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on them? Ooh, we have Venus. She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. We have Venus, we have Capricorn, strong confirmation, and we have the number 4, which also came out twice. We had the 4 of Cups coming out twice. Now it's coming out for the third time. I don't know if we had any other number 4s. Doesn't matter. But number 4, I would see this as a confirmation of the moon energy, because this could relate to the 4th house. This could also just show a very pragmatic energy. So that's all the earth energy that I came across. And also the Capricorn and the Venus. This is definitely earth energy, potentially. Venus rules Taurus, but it also rules Libra. And again, we did have that card, the Oracle card, that has number 15 on it, which I said is ruled by Venus. Because number 15 boils down to 1 plus 5 equals 6. And the number 6 is ruled by Venus, yeah. So this person, again, with Venus, this is a strong confirmation that this person is definitely above average good looking. And with Venus, they could have traditionally good looking features. They're most likely people that most people would see as good looking and attractive. They're potentially attracted to the opposite sex. They could also have a prominent Venus, maybe placements in Taurus, placements in Libra. Could come across as soft-spoken, diplomatic, interested in the arts, artistic. So very strong confirmations of everything I said before. And then with that Capricorn energy, definitely shows there's some maturity, especially a lot of focus on career. I was actually thinking of Capricorn when I got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Should have said it. And we also have the number 10 on the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a lot of number 10. Now again, in numerology, 10 could be calculated as 1 plus 0 equals 1, which is sun energy as well. So that's also a confirmation for sun. But it can also be related to the number 10 as the 10th house, which is corresponding to Capricorn. And it is the house connected to career, social status. So it definitely shows me that this is a person who's very focused on success, social status, career, etc. And they could be very focused on building a legacy with that 10 of Pentacles. And with the number 4, this could be someone that you have met at home. So again, that is, again, a confirmation that you just met this person online, right? Unless you actually you had some kind of a date with someone and you invited them at your place for the first time, but that would be unusual. That could be a thing, though. You could have met, I don't know, maybe you could have met while looking for a property, while looking for real estate. This person could be in real estate. That's another way to look at it. You could have also met through their family of origin or your family of origin. You could have met at a restaurant for the first time. You could have also met in any activity connected to vehicles. Again, like buying a car, renting a car, hotels, anything connected to real estate, really. Also with the number 4, this person could have a strong chest area. Like their chest area can really stand out, and their stomach potentially as well. Maybe that is an area that is attractive, or yeah, somehow it stands out. And also with Venus, like I said, they could have traditionally beautiful features. So they could have full lips, they could have a symmetrical face, they could have nice skin, a nice smile, nice hair, pretty eyes. So everything that is just traditionally attractive. But usually with Venus, this is an energy, like I said, that translates into the kind of features that pretty much anyone would find attractive. And they could have this very soothing, healing energy about them. This is that feminine energy that I was talking about. Okay. And another thing that is maybe worth mentioning is that they could have a really nice voice. Because Venus rules Taurus, and it's connected to singing, music. It's connected to all of the art forms. And by the way, with Venus and Leo and the Sun and all that, and also with Mercury, this person could also be very interested in, they could be interested in all forms of artistic expressions, but especially interested in acting, drama, reciting, poetry. Yeah, anything to do with that. Self-expression, because the Sun is all about self-expression. Okay, this is pretty much what I see. Let me get some notes about their physical appearance. Again, take these with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna take them out for fun. Maybe they will resonate with someone that you already know, might help you identify who this person is. But bear in mind that this is a general reading, so yeah, don't be weirded out if you find contradicting physical characteristics, because this is gonna be for multiple people. So, Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. Who has a crush on them? Spirit, who has a crush on pile number 3? Okay, I think that's enough. So, let's see. We have jovial, playful expression. Playful expression, that's Mercury energy, so I do see that as a confirmation. Beauty spot on face. They could have a beauty spot on their face. Ooh, they could have full lips. That's a confirmation of the Venus energy. Round eyes. Chin dimple. That's generally sun energy. Relaxed, so they could have a relaxed vibe. That is a confirmation as well. Curly or wavy hair. Athletic body. That is a confirmation as well. Thin lips, so for some of you they could have thin lips. Glasses, they could be wearing glasses. Brown eyes. Very tall. Jewelry, so they could be wearing jewelry. Blue or gray eyes. Brown eyes twice. Tall. Let's see. Broad smile. Wow, that's very strong. That's a very strong confirmation of the sun energy. Medium lips. Okay, so their lips could be all across the board. Medium build. Square face. Again, very strong confirmation of the sun energy. Younger, youthful, so that's Mercury energy. Very strong confirmation again. Sporty, casual style. Short to medium height. So again, the height could be all across the board. Light to medium blonde. Very strong confirmation of what I was talking about. Introverted, again, very strong confirmation. And let me see. Slim build. Okay, so far the build is like slim to medium. Deep voice. So the voice could be standing out. That's Venus energy. And we have glasses twice. Is there something that I missed here? Yeah, short nose to mouth distance. All right. So these are some of the characteristics that they could have. Again, might help you identify who this person is. I'm very curious to hear how this resonated. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. And this has been it, pile number 3. I really hope you enjoy this reading. I definitely have, again, loads of strong messages. Please make sure to let me know and let the other viewers know how it resonated in the comment section. And once again, if you have enjoyed this reading, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications bell if you want to see when I upload a new tarot reading. And if you're interested in a private tarot reading, check out the video description. I will leave my email address there. You can email me for further details. I mention this all the time just to be sure. I do not spam people, so I don't save email addresses. You can rest assured that if you just send me an email, I will respond with the requested information, and that's it. And aside from that, I've also left a video, a link to a blog post where I pasted feedback that I got for private readings before. I used to do readings on a website ages ago anonymously, and I collected a lot of that feedback because, yeah, I got a lot of positive feedbacks. So anyway, if you're curious, you can go check them out at the link. Might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And aside from that, of course, if you would like to support my channel further, you can do so by becoming a member. I will post some new members-only videos soon, and you can find more details about that and the prices by clicking on the join button under any of my videos. And if you would like to support my channel even further, you can do so by leaving a tip if you'd like. Any amount is appreciated. And of course, sharing this video with people that you know that might be interested in tarot. Aside from that, last but not least, I also have an astrology channel, which is called Astro Martine. I'm sure many of you already know that. pretty soon, actually next month, it will be the 10-year anniversary of my astrology YouTube channel. So I don't know if you have ideas, by the way, I've mentioned this with other groups, for things that I might do as an anniversary celebration on my astrology channel. Please share that in the comment section or anywhere else on my channels that you want. But yeah, I focus mainly on Vedic astrology, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 20 years of experience reading horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic, which is my preferred system because I found it to be the most accurate. But I also use my insights from tropical astrology, which I am very familiar with, and also some other astrological systems like the Chinese astrology systems, Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, and the Mayan zodiac, numerology, and some other metaphysical systems that I cannot talk about because, yeah, I might get murdered. I'm kidding. No, seriously. There's some other stuff that I cannot talk about. But I use mainly what I do on my channel is astrology readings from the Vedic perspective, but I like to also use a lot of my insights from the other systems that I have studied, and I like to do a lot of my own research and use a lot of practical applications, examples of famous people's horoscopes and whatnot in the videos that I make. So if you're curious about astrology, of course, go ahead and check it out. It's called Astro Martine. Like I said, I will be linking it in the video description as well. Maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next tarot reading. Bye!